Welcome to the Yellow Brick Road. I'm Jordan, and today I'm going over a fan request video. That's right. Tim Pool. Is Tim Pool a NeoCon or even a NeoCon sycophant? But before we get started, please consider donating to Devon's Journey to Recovery. I know when you guys click on the link, it'll say, or click on the donate button, it'll say the funding has been paused. Regardless of that, if it's still paused, then obviously you can't donate. But what you can do is share and put the word out there. So please share it on social media or wherever. Go spam Tim Pool's chat. Fuck that little pussy. Go in his fucking chat and spam Devon's Journey to Recovery. Copy that link, that GoFundMe link. It's in the description box. Do it now. All right. So Tim Pool, as we all know, I'm stuck between grifter and, intelligence. I don't mean he's smart. I don't even mean he works for, the CIA or anything. I mean he will work or pander to someone that works for those organizations. You see what I mean? So he's like a middleman type thing. Or he's just out there for money. But when I hear things like we're about to hear, it's hard for me to just say, why would anyone say this for money, right? I don't get how that attracts fans so you can make more money and build more skate parks and shit. That doesn't make sense to me. You would think you'd want to be on the, I play it cool side. But he has this thing, this trigger or something, some fucking psychological thing goes on to where he's always has to defend Trump no matter what's said, no matter who he's talking to. I was talking to James during while we were watching Vosh versus Tim Pool in their debate, and I'm like, is this dude he will fall on a grenade for Donald Trump? It's very weird. He put himself at risk. He took a chance of him looking really stupid in front of his whole audience in order to make Donald Trump not look as bad or to even look good. So I'm like, you have some sort of psychological shit going on, dude. Something's wrong with this guy. Whether it's honest mental illness or, fraudulent grifting bullshit. But yeah, all right. So the question is Tim Pool a neocon or a neocon sycophant? I think this will answer some questions. Here we go. By the way, he doesn't put his guest name in the fucking... Do you see him? What's this guy's name? Oh, you don't know. It's just some Facebook guy. Some Facebook guy is on my show. His name's not anywhere. You fucking kidding me? Anyways, here we go.
Important. We shouldn't dox people. That's also part of Facebook's policy. It's written into their policy.
Trunk driver says, Tim, how could you support Trump when he tried to coup Venezuela and he is sanctioning Iran and staying in Syria for the oil and printing money like a madman and expanding Big Brother? So
the question alone, when me and James were watching this and I heard that portion, I'm like, wow, someone actually asked a question like that. Holy shit. Let me scroll back a little bit. Yeah.
Talking about how she wanted to accept and she was speaking understandable.
I lost my spot.
And he is sanctioning Iran and staying in Syria. Says, Tim, how could you support Trump when he tried to coup Venezuela and he is sanctioning Iran and staying in Syria for the oil and printing money like a madman and expanding Big Brother? So my understanding...
All true, by the way. Those are all actual things.
About the Venezuela coup thing is... I think you're referring to those guys who got captured. They were trying to... they showed up on some boats and got caught.
No, that's incorrect. Well, that's part of it, but that's at the tail end of the, I guess the word would be embarrassing attempts by blatantly by the U.S. government and the covert type shit by intelligence agencies to, overthrow Venezuela. That one was one of the later ones. That's fucking embarrassing, by the way. But no, there was plenty earlier attempts. And Tim has no idea about it, of course. Doesn't know. I've been to Venezuela. I've been there. Just like so. But you don't seem to know much about it. Anyways, here we go. The Facebook guy is going to help him, whose name we don't know yet.
Is he talking about Juan Guaido? So Juan Guaido is supposedly going to run against for election, and then, but you need to know that every single Latin American country, except for maybe Mexico, supported Juan Guaido as the legitimate president of Venezuela.
Venezuela is a.
So of course, this guy who, I don't know him. I'm not going to call him. I don't know. He could be suspicious or whatever. His answer's suspicious as fuck. Obviously, those are just talking points from. Well, everyone recognizes Juan Guaido as the president, as the legitimate president. Like, he even said those words, like those exact words that these guys say over and over again. The legitimate president of Venezuela. All these countries recognize him as that. Doesn't mean shit to me. Probably corrupt governments. Usually are corrupt governments. Thus, it's like, there's nothing there for me. Tim, I don't know if he's aware of those type of talking points. I don't know. Let's continue.
Disaster. It's an absolute disaster.
Legitimate president of Venezuela.
Venezuela is a disaster. It's an absolute disaster. Like, I've been to Venezuela. They got no food. Yeah. I went there, and there's wealthier areas. But, man, some of these pro-Venezuela journalists put out these Potemkin Village pieces, and I'm like, dude, I went to the malls there. It was crazy. Yeah. Just empty stores everywhere.
Yeah, the theory is...
I think he's talking about Max Blumenthal, right? When Max Blumenthal went grocery shopping in Caracas. I hope I'm saying that right. Caracas. I think that's what Tim's referring to. Potemkin villages from these far-left journalists. To where Max was like, oh, there's shit here. It's just these guys can't afford it because of their dollar being inflated so much. But, yeah. Of course, he won't say them by name. He probably won't even know their name, to be honest. But let's keep going.
Is that the American sanctions caused the government to crumble, and then they blamed it on
BS.
Maduro.
BS.
This guy, we laugh every time this guy fucking talks because he's like, yeah, but, what about, like, things like sanctions, things like that maybe hurt the economy of these countries, and then it gives us cause to go in there. But, oh, look, he's starving his own people. Like, well, we sanctioned him in the first place, Maybe people make an argument like that. And what's Tim to BS? So he has no one there to challenge him back. Like, that's what Vosh was supposed to do, but he didn't because he's a little pussy. But, yeah. BS, he just says, no, that's stupid. No. Let's keep going.
They nationalized, like, I think they recently not recently, but nationalized, like, airlines, or, like, and so all the airlines leave. Yeah. Dude, if you've got a company doing a service and you're like, oh, by the way, we're taking that company, they're going to be like, I'm out later. And then here's what happens every time with socialists. You get a bunch of farmers, right? And they're like, farmers shouldn't own farms, so we're seizing your farm, and we're going to put the workers in charge. And the workers are like, I don't know how to run a farm. And then they run out of food. That's what happens. They're like, we're...
All right, the workers, I mean, the guys who plant the shit and that take care of the plants and all that, those guys don't know how to run a farm. They need the CEO in the business suit to go and make deals for them. It's like, what? They run out of food because the farmers don't know how to farm. They need a CEO to look over the shoulder and tell them, yeah, plant that and do that. Like, what? What a terrible fucking example. Anyways, that's this guy. He's the worst. I think he's clearly the worst. I think I used to call Crowder the worst. This guy's the fucking worst because he's really stupid too. It's fucking hilarious. Let's hear him like address the points that this donator brought up. It's fucking hilarious. Here we go.
We're going to take over the oil industry. That way the government gets all the profits. Good luck running the oil industry. You have no idea how to do it. So they don't. And then
yeah.
Anyway, I want to...
Yeah, sanctions had a huge role with everything he's talking about, by the way. There's no ecology. It's isolated.
Answer this, not to get into Venezuela politics. I don't know enough about the coup of Venezuela, but I'm not a fan if that's the case, and that's a good point of criticism.
I don't know much about the coup. He said all that to say I don't know much about the coup, and I'm not a fan of it. Say, hey man, 12 babies just got killed with a knife. It wasn't even a sharp knife. It was a dull knife. Just killed 12 babies. Yeah, I'm not a fan of that. What? I'm telling you, he's the worst thing on YouTube. He's the worst thing on, because I don't even know. I can't say person because he could be acting the whole time. I hope it's just something there. I hope he's a psychopath who just doesn't give a fuck and will say anything to make a buck or to get some sort of agenda going. I hope he's like that. I don't want to, like, you can't be a real person saying things like that. I'm not a fan of coups. I'm not a fan of murder. The fuck does that mean? I'm not a fan of war. Fuck. He's the worst thing on YouTube. But at the same time, secretly, he's the best thing on YouTube. It's fucking entertaining and funny as fuck. He's a genius. This dude's a fucking genius. Like, oh my God, some of the shit he says. Let's see if he says something like that. Something to show you how, like, ridiculous this guy is. Let's play it.
Sanctioning Iran. I'm not opposed to sanctions. I think sanctions are an excellent way of going about putting pressure on foreign countries instead of going to war.
I think sanctions are basically, an act of war. You can call sanctions an act of war, 100%, 100%. And sanctions, I'm okay with it. It's like, so when your friend just brought up, hey, maybe Venezuela is suffering is caused in part by these sanctions, which is, playing a role in their economy failing. I'd even add more to that, like, maybe playing with their best friend Saudi Arabia, the U.S. government playing with their best friend Saudi Arabia, manipulating oil prices. Maybe that plays a role. Or, a UK bank holding back $5-something billion from the Venezuelan government, of their own gold, holding that back from them. Yeah, that might have an effect on your economy. How about your own gas stations that you own in the United States? And the U.S. is like, no, we're keeping those profits. You're not getting that. You're not seeing those paper. You're not seeing that money at all. It's ours. So, maybe that plays a role in the economy. But he's okay with sanctions, though. They're okay. Also, I think the question was sanctioning Syria, right? Now, let's see what he says about Trump keeping the oil, too. Let's hear all this. I'm okay with sanctions. It's part 2.
In Syria for the oil, as far as I know, Trump tried leaving completely, and he got attacked by the left and the right, Democrats and Republicans, trying to stop him from doing it. So then he just blatantly was like, okay, we're going to keep him there to guard the oil. And I think he did that as kind of a smack in the face to the establishment. I'm going to let everybody know exactly what we're doing there. That I like. Though I would like...
Donald Trump kept troops in northern Syria and told everyone we're there to keep the oil as a power move against the establishment. To say, screw you. Or, this is what we do over here, see? 8D chess, see it? I'm letting a pedophile rape a child to show that this guy's a pedophile. That's the logic. I will rent out a hotel room, perfect, beautiful. I will put this 48-year-old pedophile in the room, and I will bring an innocent child without their parents, bring them into the hotel room, and I let them hang out for a couple of hours, maybe days. Let them stay there for days, and then at the end, we'll expose the pedophile and say, "See, look, he's a rapist. See." That's the logic. That's QAnon logic. But I'm like so confused by like what he said towards like, what do you even mean by that? I don't get what that means. Let me play some of that back again, because let me play some of that back.
I'm out later. And then here's what happens every time with socialists. You get a bunch of farmers, right? Jesus. And they're like, farmers, fan, if that's the case, and that's a good point of criticism, sanctioning Iran. I'm not opposed to sanctions. I think sanctions are an excellent way of going about putting pressure.
I know that's an older part I'm replaying again, but it's like, no matter what is said, no matter what Trump does, this guy will fall on his side as a, like, part of me's like, there's just no way you're that stupid. Like, that's literally like, is that your dad or something? Secretly your dad? Is it you related or something? There's no way an honest person could just happen to do that every single fucking time. Does not make sense.
On foreign countries instead of going to war. Staying in Syria for the oil, as far as I know, Trump tried leaving completely, and he got attacked by the left and the right, Democrats and Republicans, trying to stop him from doing it. So
he tried leaving completely. He tried. That's, first of all, that's a mistake there. That's a lie right there that he tried to. But then it's like, well, the establishment Democrats, they tried to stop him. So guess what he did? He went on national TV and told everyone, we're going to keep troops in northern Syria to keep their oil. Ask yourself, does that make any fucking sense? As a response to them saying, we don't want you to leave. Not that they have a choice. Like, he's the commander-in-chief. He can get the fucking troops out if he wants to. It's like, they're complaining about it, so I bet I need to teach them a lesson. So we're going to keep our troops there, and we're going to steal their oil. We bombed them twice first already, before we even did that. We're supporting terrorist groups fighting the Syrian government before that anyways. Unreal. This guy gets away with that. That's why he's the worst thing on YouTube. And the best, because, come on. Someone says some shit like that, it's fucking hilarious. If you've paid attention to news stories like that and foreign policy news like that, and you hear someone say that, it's like, what? Who let you get away with saying that? That's hilarious. Anyways.
Then he just blatantly was like, okay, we're going to keep him there to guard the oil. And I think he did that as kind of a smack in the face to the establishment.
He smacked the establishment in the face by saying, we're going to stay there and keep the oil. By literally staying there and keeping the oil. That's how you fight the establishment, by becoming one of them. Doing what the establishment would do is how you fight them.
I'm going to let everybody know exactly what we're doing there. That I like. Though I would like our...
Look at the man, like, psychopathic man, like, he's saying absolute horseshit, and he's putting on mannerisms that would, like, if someone was just watching from the outside, didn't have any audio, just watching from a window, they'd be like, oh man, that guy's making a point, isn't he? He's saying, like, he's making a point. He's saying something that makes sense. Fuck.
Troops to be gone from there. He's printing money like a madman, and that's horrible. And expanding Big Brother. I don't know what reference expanding Big Brother is, but I'll tell you this. How can I vote?
Is it the Patriot Act? He doesn't know. He doesn't know about that. Now, I've had commenters, Tim Pool fans, that came into my comment section and told me, he's a journalist. How dare you call him a non-journalist or a fake journalist? How dare you call him that? He's been to Venezuela. Yet he knows nothing about it. Fucking interesting. It's like, he's probably like a glorified cameraman, to be honest with you. That's just being, like, even if I don't have this disdain for him like I do, I still be like, oh, this dude's kind of like a cameraman where he just points and shoots. Okay. Like, he can't actually talk about, like, these topics or anything, or how does this happen, or he can't really do that. Anyways, fuck. He doesn't even know.
Let everybody know exactly what we're doing there. That I like. Though I would like our troops to be gone from there. He's printing money like a madman. And that's horrible. And expanding Big Brother. I don't know what reference expanding Big Brother is, but I'll tell you this. How can I vote for him? Banning critical race theory. Shutting down...
Are you serious? Like, this dude just brought up straight up war crimes. Straight up war crimes. Like, dead people, war crimes. This commenter brought that up, and he said, well, you know what? I'll tell you why I'll vote for Trump. Critical race theory? It's like, what? I think this is this after or before the Vosh fucking debate? I'm not sure. If this is after, this is after when that dude just went on. I'm gonna fucking look it up. Screw it. I'm looking it up. Where's this shit at? Proud Boy punches. Oh, that's me. Look. I'm live, by the way, doing all this. Let's see. And this dude is terrible. Good luck to you, Michael Tracy. Get that paycheck, son. You'll get paid, man. This dude actually is fucking hilarious. A former Vice editor-in-chief. I thought that shit was funny. Let's see. When did he have Vosh on? Okay, so that... Whew. Some good grift in there. So Vosh basically came on a show and just wrecked him on that whole critical race theory thing. So that's a non-point. He's saying it as a point, but it's a non-point already.
Down the violent leftist riots.
Violent leftist riots. Probably horseshit and make-believe. Like, see how the commenters bring him real information? This dude's... Well, critical race theory? Anti-violent leftist riots? It's like, what? What?
4 historic peace agreements, withdrawing troops to the Middle East.
Unreal. Unfucking real. Alright, the 4 historic Middle Eastern peace treaties, which, as far as I understand, has been washed away and debunked and like, oh, this is horseshit, this is pageantry, this is, in certain cases like Sudan's, it's just a money handout. It's not really actually, yeah, because well, these guys weren't actually at war anyways, or not much there, or the UAE, like these guys are already in cahoots, you know, funding terrorists around the world and shit. So it's like, oh, that's not really anything there. Getting our troops out of the Middle East, as the dude brought up, the troops were put back in the Middle East, in northern Syria. So it's like you just walk past that point. You I mean, you literally said, yeah, he kept them there as a fuck you to the establishment. And now you're saying, well, he's going to get troops out of the Middle East. When? How?
I'll take it over Joe Biden, who would do... Listen,
I have to bring up Joe Biden. I have to. Otherwise, I sound fucking stupid. Except to these fans. He has the dumbest audience on YouTube. It's not even close. If you're a fan of Tim Pool, it's like you're probably a part of the dumbest audience on YouTube. And it may take you time to figure that out. But trust me, I'm fucking telling you. You're a part of the dumbest demographic YouTube has. Yeah, let's wrap this thing up soon.
Trump's not great. We've got a lot of bad things about him. But Joe Biden, we had 8 years of Obama. And what do we get? More war, an escalation. And then they handed off this conflict to Donald Trump. Kids in cages? Obama. So listen.
But if Trump does it too, then that goes both ways. These foreign wars from Obama? What if he continues them? Oh, well, he didn't start it, though. But he's continuing them. He didn't start it. Kids in cages? That was Obama. What if this guy's continuing it? But he didn't start it. Fucking stupid. Oh, look at these guys raping this kid. Yeah, I'm going to get in there. Let me get some. Oh, Trump didn't start it, though. This guy started the raping. He didn't start it. It's unreal. Unreal. I mean, like this character, it's unrealistic. And actually, to be honest with you, Sam Cedar has said the best, what is it, adjective? The best description of Tim Pool I've ever heard. He's the most naked grifter. Point blank. It's not even close. He's so just openly grifting. Openly. Or like lying or for some other reason. But either way, like you are bullshitting. We know you're bullshitting. You're full of shit. To where it's like just unrealistic. And somehow people, I hope they're bots. I hope it's just he bought an audience from India or some shit. Bought subscribers and all that shit from India. I hope he did that. Because if these are actual people, it's like, fuck you, you guys are so fucking lost. I feel bad for you. I feel bad. Because this is like basic dumb shit. Probably actually a lot of boomers. No offense to boomers. There's some dope boomers out there. But I'm pretty sure there's a lot of dumb ones in his catalog.
If listen, I don't like voting for the lesser of two evils, and I've said over and over again that I wouldn't vote for Trump if that was the case. But
I don't like voting for the lesser. Like, I'm trying to stop my video, and he just keeps talking, and it's just more dumb shit. I don't like the idea of voting for the lesser of two evils, and he's calling Trump. He's not the lesser of two. I need to hear that again. Let's try it again.
More war, an escalation, and then they handed off this conflict to Donald Trump.
Figuring out this new computer.
Kids in cages, Obama. So listen. If listen, I don't like voting for the lesser of two evils, and I've said over and over again that I wouldn't vote for Trump if that was the case. But I don't think Trump is the lesser of two evils at this point. I think he's kind of okay. I'll take 4 historic peace agreements. I'm happy with that.
Can I interject my 2 thoughts?
Yeah.
Nah, I don't want to hear you talk. To be honest with you. That's not some sexist shit. I'm just saying. It's not being sexist or anything. It's just I've heard her talk before. It's like, nah, I don't want to hear what you're saying. You sound off too. Now, I personally read that girl as like a dumbass. Like, you were raised in this and you're just a dumbass. This guy sees dollar signs. Tim Pool, he sees dollar signs. No reason. Don't even give him nick. Don't go Pim Tool, Tim Fool, Tim Tool. That's corny. Like, get rid of that shit. Just call him by his name so everyone knows who the fuck this fucking whack human is, son. He's a whack human. Just being honest. Like, he failed human class. Fuck. Yeah, so, I mean, how much of that did I play? Jesus, 3-something minutes of it? And how long of a video is this going to be? This guy, he's nonstop, man. He's the worst thing on YouTube. And the best, like I said before. Fucking hilarious. But just, my God, if people are actually eating this up, it's like, fuck. We're working backwards, man. They're working backwards. It's worse than the Trump voters. It's literally worse than Trump can maneuver himself around certain topics to get by that can trick people. This dude's just a naked grifter, and people fall for it. And it's like, wow, man. Like, I feel bad, and I'm also like angry at you guys. Fuck. Now, if a Tim Pool fan watches this video, and oh, you didn't prove anything you're saying, it's like, see, to the rest of us, it's some of this information so blatantly out in the open there. It's like you hear this guy and it's just a joke, which is why you don't see as many people shitting on this guy. I mean, they're starting to. They're starting to because they see his numbers go up. But I've been watching his content for a while now, and there's no way anyone could say, oh, you're taking him out of context. You don't even watch his videos. How do you know this? I've seen plenty of his shit. And yes, he is the most naked grifter I've ever seen. I'm trying to think of him like a movie character that's as bad as this. But I don't think so, man. Oh, fuck. You know, I'm just going to end it. Fuck it. All right. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe if you feel like. Comment, agree, disagree. Is Tim Pool a neocon? Is he a neocon sycophant? Is he a grifter leaning towards neocon policies in order to trick a 60-plus-year-old audience who voted for George Bush twice and is still okay with the and who still thinks there's weapons of mass destruction in Iraq? Or, whatever else. Throw it in the comment section. Don't forget to share and hopefully donate to Devon's Journey to Recovery. The GoFundMe link is in the description box. Please do it. And with all that said, live audience, stick around. With all that said, give this video a thumbs down.
Say you wanna get in.